Hey, this will be a video chart on IMGG. Had an interesting past few days, especially when you look down here at the volume, you can see what I mean. Uh, Very much so above average volume. Haven't seen this much really until back here in early February, late January. But nonetheless, want to get the chart updated as it's kind of making an interesting pattern here, and we'll see if anything comes of it. And had quite a few requests on it, and I can see why. So let's just dig in. First thing I want to point out is what the overall context of the chart is. And when I say overall context, if you're a day trader, you probably don't care about it, but if you're somebody that uses the daily chart or weekly chart, you do care about it. And the overall context is bullish. Now, what gives me reason to say that? Well, if we look right here at this green line here, this is a 200-day simple moving average. And you can clearly see that it's got a very steady uptrend to it. And then to pile on top of that, you can see that this purple line, which is a 50-day, has also curled upwards now. So you have both a 50-day and 200-day moving averages pointing upwards, which shows that the overall context is bullish and an uptrend. Now, if you're a day trader and you had bought up here and had to suffer through this whole pullback, then yeah, you probably wouldn't even care. But if you were a daily chart player or somebody that's in this for the longer term, and you saw this, that would have given you confidence to hopefully, nibble on some shares during this pullback, and now you with this move that we've just recently had, you would be back in the green. So let's talk about this, most recent move. Yesterday, chart looked real nice. You can see you had the surge in volume, the nice green candle, and then what we had, and what I was watching today because I was curious to see what might happen with it. But we had this area of resistance right here, and I am basing this just on the previous high right here, which was at 83 cents. Today, the price did get as high as 85, so it broke above this level. But from the daily chart perspective, we care about where closes are. And because the price couldn't close above 83 cents, it still is counted as a resistance level. Now, I also want to point out the pattern that we have going, and this is depending on your definition of things, I'd say a short-term to medium-term pattern. And what we have is an ascending triangle. Now, what is making up this ascending triangle? Well, obvious thing is just this resistance line up here at 83 cents. You can see that there's been multiple times here where the prices try to get through once again, and then today. Now, the uptrend line, or the uptrend portion of this pattern, is a little abstract because it's not exactly a trend line. But what I'm using is a 200-day simple moving average. So if you were to picture this as a trend line, you can see that we have the uptrend line and then the top of the triangle here, which gives us an ascending triangle pattern. So that is the pattern that we're watching, and today it did try to get above and break out of it. Couldn't quite do it. Intraday did, but couldn't sustain it and has since pulled back. Now for supports, we have a short-term one here of this group of previous highs, which is exactly where it bounced off of today. You can see there's multiple times where it bounced off of 73, so it was a resistance. But today's low was 73, so a great example of a resistance turning into a support, getting tested, and then holding as support. So this is currently one of the key supports. But at the end of the day, the overall key support we care about is just going to be this 200-day simple moving average right here. Now, if we can get above 83, the next question becomes, where is the next resistance level? So if we squeeze down the chart a little bit more, you can see that with a break this 83, the chart's really got a nice potential to get moving, and it could very well move all the way back up above $1 right here. You can see a previous low which acted as support, and then when it fell through, it became a resistance here. This level is at $1.07. So I'll make that line a different color to kind of give us a price target in terms of potential where it could go. But if it is going to get up here, we're going to first need to obviously get above and maintain above 83 cents, and we'll need volume to remain strong, especially on any sort of break. We did have strong volume today on the break. Unfortunately, quite a bit of it was selling volume, so we couldn't quite maintain it. But if we can get a break with a volume day like that or something, I don't think it would be much long before we'd be up here giving this level a test. But one step at a time. First, we just got to try to maintain the pattern we're in, and then get it back above 83 cents. So if there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. If not, I'd encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook. And with your newsletter subscription, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things from penny stocks up to big boards. So there's a good variety sent for everybody. And it's all free, so it's worth at least signing up and giving it a try. One more time, this was IMGG. Thanks for listening.